Alright, what's up, Game Leap? This is your boy Speed, and today we're going full Chai Qua and cutting waves as Axe. But no, in all seriousness, I'm almost convinced that jungling is one of the best things you can do in solo queue. Yes, kill me, chop my head off, I understand, you're angry. But no joke, I'm actually cutting my safe laner's wave, and now, you know, they could get mad. This guy was actually oddly friendly, which is wonderful. But the thing about solo queue is I often think that the lanes don't get pressured hard at all. Like our tri lane, or at least our dual lane to their tri lane, should get basically nothing, theoretically, or very little, and they do lose, trust me, they don't win this lane, but they get a fair amount of creeps. So at the same time, what I'm doing is basically becoming another core at the same time. Now I'm not taking every one of my safe laners waves, but I take the first one at the 30-second mark so I can hit level 2 and use call to take a bit less damage. I actually use it late there. But yeah, then we're just basic jungling, hitting the large creep and doing axe things. And I don't think this is griefing the game. Frankly, I do think jungling is actually decent because games go late, they don't end, and you just want to often have another core due to the fact that there's a large lacking of coordination. I actually don't know how that didn't respawn. It makes no sense to me. But there's a large lacking in coordination, which basically means that any sort of extra farm or whatever team has more farm is typically going to win. Like, once again, my team's not, winning at this point. But whenever there's no jungle camps, I'm going to take a wave. That's basically my strategy. So on this side, it's a bit harder, but I run here. I cut it in between the tier 1 and tier 2, and then I'm back to the jungle. And now, if we look at the levels, both their supports are level 2 and I'm almost level 4. And, you could argue, okay, well, our Pango is level 2, Pudge is almost level 3. And it's a weird trade-off. It's very weird, but it gets better over time, considering that, I'm going to jungle faster and faster as the game actually goes on. So here you notice, like, I take the camp, take another camp, I buy my Ring of Health at the secret shop, which is another benefit of jungling on this side of the map rather than the other side. And now I'm too low to actually take that Mud Golem camp, so I just let my Ring of Regen kick in a bit. And you can be like, well, why don't they TP and kill you? Well, people don't want to leave lanes, and if you can force a rotation, that's great. So, like, I have no problem of maybe just having to fend off a CM and running away. Theoretically, CM and Shager can't kill me at this HP, so I have no problem just making this play. My mid does well as well, but once again, nothing too crazy here. I really just want to give this idea and kind of go to show that Dota is not as simple as you might think. Like, there's a lot of things you can do in this game to increase efficiency and win. It really doesn't have to do with just playing the standard Dota, and I think that's why this is such a great game. Like, at least from what I'm concerned about League, is there's only a certain amount of strategies you actually can use that are permitted or viable, and in Dota that's just not the case. That's why something like jungling is totally viable. And in this case, I really want to cut this wave because I saw that the Timber was starting to cut and put pressure on her tower, especially with that cart. You notice I check out the cart, I'm like, oh, okay, there's a cart, I gotta kill this. So I kill the wave behind the cart so that the cart dies. Very important against Timber. In fact, he didn't even do a good job of protecting his cart. He should be protecting his cart. That's the benefit of Timber Saw, or one of his ways of pressuring, but he didn't, so I make the prevent play and then find this Zeus coming back to the shrine. And yeah, I mean, this is my impact. I cut the wave. Basically, like, I'm doing more to zone this Timber than your typical support, right? Like, I'm literally preventing him from taking the tower by cutting the occasional wave. And then here I see the courier. For Axe, you can Culling Blade Courier. It's actually very efficient. That puts my team up 1k net worth, right? It gives us about like 1,000 net worth or something around there. If we look at the net worth now, I'm second. Yes, I know. And now I have my Vanguard, and I'm actually able to run at the Timber. I don't think there's a lot of supports that could say they can do this, and he actually dies. I don't know why he went AFK, and maybe he lagged or something, I don't know, but you can see the potential benefit in this. My top lane doesn't lose that hard. They're even coming back, and you're like, well, that's because your lanes went well. Yes, mid went well. I won't deny that. Mid went well. It went very well. TA, did extremely well. Crushed the Zeus. Hands down. I'm not denying that. Right? Look at the chart. Zeus is like all the way at the bottom. In fact, oh my god. We're all at the top. And you can be like, oh, this is a bad case. Well, actually, I snipe the courier, I create pressure on the Timber, and yes, this is a game where we're doing better than usual, but imagine if I'm behind. Nothing really changes. Like, it's not like mid and top were affected as a result of me not being bottom. And in fact, like, my Ricky's level 8 now, instead of me sapping his levels. He didn't really get shut down. Frankly, my point here is, like, regardless of what you want to think, and if you want to shut this down and not even consider what I'm saying, that's fine. You don't have to, but it is important, in my opinion, to consider the options at the least and be like, okay, maybe there are other things viable than what I personally believe to be true. That's important to note in Dota. You just want to really consider other options rather than just what you believe, because the game is really that diverse. It really is that diverse. And notice now, like, I feed, which is, pretty bad. Don't do that. But I have 91 last hits, right? That's huge. And a lot of them are on jungle creeps, which makes it less of a big deal. But in general, the point here is that I'm snowballing. You see the net worths. I'm up there. And regardless of how my mid and top and bottom and etc. went, I'm going to get levels. Because frankly, people don't know how to play the laning stage. So why play the laning stage? Why not just get extra farm? That's how I see it. And now in terms of snowballing, we didn't have any vision wards or wards in general. But you notice they don't really change the game too much. Especially when people don't use them. Like, there's always a big complaint I hear from supports that, their team don't use the wards. As I find this call. The typical axe on your high ground at 13 minutes. Give them the dunk. And then they try to run at me. But because I'm a farm support and I'm not a 600 HP CM, I just run away. And look how much time I waste. Now I'm taunting the Earthshaker by just running back and forth. And this is what you call space. In fact, I think one of my teammates should be farming top. But huge net worth advantage. I mean, you really don't hold your team back. So if you think like jungling is going to ruin your lanes, it really does not change much. It really doesn't. What ruins some lanes or even makes them harder is just supports feeding more than they should be. So like, I don't think there's any counter argument, especially in lower MMR games, like anything 5k below, to not do this. It kind of just works. So give it a go. I mean, you do have to know the jungle patterns, like understand how much damage you can do. So you might want to rewatch this video and see the general patterns I use. But it's not like I do this all the time. I don't jungle on the enemy side of the map every game. This is like once an occasion type of thing. But what you will notice is that I'm effective. I get farm and I'm jungling. And now we look at the levels once again. Enemy team 10 highest, I'm 12. Right? It's sort of that simple, and I shut down the Timber somehow. I don't think that necessarily should have been the case, but, he's bad, and that's just Dota. And, yeah, we make some rotations. I've maxed out Battle Hunger, Phase Boots, closing on my Blink Dagger. I'm even buying the wards. Like, I'm still playing Pause 5, you know what I mean? I can have the same impact. In fact, I can even get down these deep wards and cut waves. Like, I'm literally creating more map pressure than your average mid laner with a large advantage would. Just of nature of being an axe with a lot of farm. Now here, I think I make a feed play. Big plays. But I hope you guys just really take this into consideration. I don't even want to make this like a whole gameplay thing. I just want to open up some people's minds. But talking about gameplay, at this point in the game, I'm basically just going to be looking to hunt in side lanes. I can go with my team, but it's really about just hunting kills and pressuring every lane so that they get 0 farm. So you notice here, like, I'm going to run at the mid laner. The Earthshaker. Even if I don't kill him, in fact, that was a very dangerous play by me. Considering I could have gotten frostbite and maybe died. But still, like, I'm creating pressure, right? And I'm basically saying to this Earthshaker, like, I'm going to kill you if you go mid. So, like, basically scaring him. And things like that really do matter. You can actually scare people into making certain plays or not making plays. It's called conditioning. It's a popular term in other games, and I think it's kind of undervalued in Ultimate. I just said Smash Ultimate, because that was the game I was referencing. But no, it's very popular in Smash Ultimate. In particular, because that game's, a fighting game. But in Dota, it works as well. You could argue that this is somewhat of a fighting game. Obviously, not even close to the same format, but hopefully you kind of get the point. Because I think there's a ton of merit to just, even if it seems like a stupid play, just, like, completely scaring the enemy by jumping them. Even if, like, there's literally no follow-up, you just jump them, and you're like, yeah, I could kill you, potentially. I could potentially kill you later on. And I'm just letting you know that I have no problem blink calling you if you show in this wave. Right? And then they'll be more hesitant to show in the next wave. And yeah, that's basically this game is now a 20k lead at 19 minutes, and part of it isn't due to my mid winning and top going fine, but the top going fine part's actually standard Dota. Mid is just a 50-50 every game, or dependent on last pick in some cases, but hopefully you guys took something out of this. I'm going to end up the video here. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I think this was a fascinating game for me to play, fascinating game to watch over, and really in Discord, ping me. Make sure you guys ping me if you want to say something, otherwise I probably won't see it. And yeah, ping me and let me know what you thought about this, because really cool game.
Your team does not deserve your support, but holy crap, do they need it? At gameleap.com, we have hundreds of guides teaching you how the best support players in Dota secretly carry their games with awful teammates without them even knowing it. Click on this link right now to take advantage of our special offer for a 25% discount and start your journey today.